Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of Universal Battles. I'm your host Orange. Today's episode we have two killers between Chara and Michael Myers. Chara is the default name of the first human to fall into the underground. They are Asghar and Toriel's adoptive child as well as Azrael's foster sibling. Although mourned by the underground's residents after their death, their adoration for the fallen child belies a much more sinister persona that few are privy to and is only revealed in segments on the pacifist route before being showcased in full on the genocide route. Powers and stats tier, at least 9, likely far higher. Low 2C name, Chara name in game varies depending on what the player chooses to name them, but Chara is the true name. Origin, undertale. Gender, unknown. Age, preteen at the time of death. Classification, human child, the fallen child, adopted child of Asghar and Toriel, Azrael's adopted sibling, manifestation of the player's willingness to kill just to increase their stats, the demon that comes when people call its name. Powers and abilities. All of Frisk's abilities except immortality, fear manipulation made Doggo feel a chill all over his body even though he didn't know who he was fighting or where they were. Superhuman physical characteristics, possession, incorporeality, immortality types 4, 6, 7, and 8. Reliant on the player's desire to increase their statistics, extrasensory perception knew that the soul the player gave them resonated with a strange feeling. Soul manipulation, time manipulation, reality warping, acausality type 1, unaffected by time being rewinded by Frisk. Resurrection should be able to rewind time upon death like Frisk. Immunity to soul manipulation. Flowey described them as empty inside just like him lacking a soul. Chara said that his human soul wasn't theirs, but yours. Previously died when having their soul combined with Azrael's, the latter collapsing into dust and his soul disappearing. Resistance to empathic manipulation cannot understand the sentimentality of the player and those feelings anymore, which the demon may be literally unable to understand. Flowey's lack of a soul made him believe he was unable to love other people and thus lacked compassion. Attack potency, at least small building level, likely far higher, far superior to Frisk with high levels of determination. Defeated Undying. The Undying universe level plus destroyed Undertale as a game and its reality. Flowey with Chara's adopted view on the world wanted to destroy the timeline. The former believed they were working together to do the same until Chara betrayed him. Recreated the game after the player gives up their soul speed, supersonic capable of aim-dodging lasers fired from Sensgaster blasters. Far superior to a high determination Frisk in the neutral and pacifist routes. Unknown at least as before. Lifting strength, unknown. Striking strength, at least small building class, likely far higher. Universal plus destroy the game in one blow. Durability, at least small building level, likely far higher. Survived multiple hits from Undying. The Undying, higher with the Locket universe level plus unaffected by their destruction of the game, the ability to save and load, and type 8 immortality makes them extremely difficult to kill. Will be brought back as long as the player's willingness to increase their stats exists. Stamina, immense. Able to navigate Hotland, capable of withstanding hordes of attacks from numerous different monsters without any signs of tiring. Unknown range, standard melee range. Universal plus standard equipment, real knife, the Locket intelligence, presumably incredibly high. Weaknesses, Chara needs someone with strong enough determination and capacity for violence to manifest and needed to possess a host to interact with the universe before they had reached a sufficiently great level of power keys. While possessing Frisk their absolute notable attacks techniques, same as Frisk's. At the young age of 6, Michael Myers killed his elder sister Judith and was placed into an institution. 15 years later, Michael escapes and returns home on Halloween to stalk and kill a fresh set of victims, focusing his efforts on Laurie Strode. Referred to as pure evil by his psychiatrist Samuel Loomis, he silently, single-mindedly stalks his victims and brutally murders them without any restraint. Powers and stats tier, 9B9B9B name, Michael Myers, The Shape, The Boogeyman, The Nightmare Man. Origin, Halloween. Age, 61 years old. 21 to 44 years old. 21 to 38 years old. Gender, male. Classification, human. Powers and abilities, superhuman physical characteristics, skilled with knives, stealth mastery, pain inhibition. All previous abilities, immortality types 2 and 3, regeneration low mid. Seemingly regenerated from having his eyes shot out, being apparently lethally shot multiple times, and being hung. All previous abilities, immortality types 2 and 3, illusion creation can seemingly cause minor illusions, possession, telepathy. He is psychically linked to other members of his family. Attack potency, Wall level broke the metal fence of a police car with a few kicks and then crushed Sartain's head with a stomp. Smashed a man's jaw while an armed off-screen. Wall level can break through thick wooden doors with his bare hands, which would generate at least this much energy even though it took him some time, and decapitated a woman with a single swing of his knife. Wall level performed the aforementioned door-breaking feat. Crushed a human skull and broke through a metal gate. Speed, athletic human can quickly move to vanish from sight. Athletic human can quickly move to vanish from sight. Subsonic dodged a bullet. Lifting strength, superhuman ripped a kitchen counter concealing an underground bunker from the ground with significant effort. Athletic human can easily lift people with one arm and lifted a tombstone. Superhuman casually lifted a man and threw him dozens of feet away. Striking strength, Wall class kicked down the partition inside a police car and crushed Sartain's skull with a single stomp. Wall class broke through a solid oak door. Wall class broke down a metal gate by shoving a man head into a durability. Wall level survived getting hit by a police car driving at full speed, though it knocked him unconscious, withstood getting bashed with a crowbar without lasting injury, withstood being shot in the neck, and implied to have survived a house completely burning down. Wall level survived being at the epicenter of a large explosion. Was shot several times and fell from a 2-story house and got up like nothing happened. Wall level survived the aforementioned explosion, being gunned down by locals armed with many different caliber weapons and police armed with SPAS 12s which would tear a normal human apart with the number of rounds Michael took. Also survived falling down a mine shaft and being shot in the heart with a 10-gauge shotgun from point-blank range with barely any visible damage. Stamina, very high. Michael's sheer resilience allows him to withstand injuries that would disable or kill most humans, continuing to pursue his victims even after taking multiple gunshot wounds. Range, standard melee range. Standard equipment, a knife. Intelligence, above average. Michael shows cunning despite his simple, brutal method of killing, using his skill in stealth to sneak up on and kill unsuspecting victims, often playing dead. He also often kills the power and disables landlines before entering to murder his victims. In his confrontation with Laurie, he left a trail of blood towards the closet and opened the balcony doors to hide his true location, luring Laurie close enough to attack her. Michael's intellect is comparable to before, and he even has the foresight to disable all near cars to prevent his prey from escaping. In H20, he fakes his death by crushing a paramedic's larynx and forcing them to switch clothes with him, allowing him to escape while they died in his place. In the following film, he exploits Laurie's newfound trauma to get her into a position that would allow him to kill her above average. An expert in stealth. Has the foresight to kill power and disable landlines. Often plays dead to create a false sense of security. Weaknesses, he is half-blind due to being stabbed in the left eye with a clothes hanger, and he's much slower due to his age. None notable. The entity that controls Michael, Thorn, rests, causing Michael to be inactive during these time periods. A ritual can also be performed to separate Thorn from Michael. Okay, so now let's begin with our fight. This place will take on Earth and there is no prep time. Let the battle begin. and our winner is Chara. Before we discuss why, I wanna give a huge special thanks to Homie Janims it now don't get mad at me, and why Chara wins. It's because Michael is too slow to fight for Chara. Yes, Michael has more defense than Chara, but Chara can come back to life and try to fight him again, because Chara is able to erase the entire universe, nor she can erase Michael Myers with a knife, so that's making our winner is Chara.